We always bring in, we always bring something new to the table every week. All right, so let me see. Let me let Gloria in.
But you haven't done it in 2026.
That's right. That's right. And you don't have a time this time of evening, but my daughter's friend had a baby shower and we just got back from it, so I don't get a chance to. I took my jacket off, but not the tie. So I'm gonna leave it on for a minute because I don't wear it that often anymore. But again, for those of you who are new to the call, my name is Eric Hawkins, and we are part of a team. And the purpose of this team call, we call it a team huddle because just like in sports, particularly in football, you have a game plan when you go into a game. Obviously, your game plan is to win, and what happens is during the course of a game, sometimes you play really well, uh, and other times you don't play well. So generally at halftime and throughout the course of the game, you would get together in a huddle, and the purpose of the huddle is to say, okay, what is working? What's not working? What can we do better? What can we improve on? Who has an idea? Who can give us some input? So we are all um, a part of that team. So again, never feel like you can't provide input, even if you just got started. Anything that you see that can add value to the team, that is the purpose of this call. And generally, what we do in the call is we go over. We'll start with your mindset. Your mindset is basically how you think. We say what you think about, you bring about. Your mindset is basically what determines your success. We all have things that we deal with, but your success is determined by what we call your mindset. So we talk about that as well. And then we try to cover things that are relevant, upcoming events, things that are working well for people, things that are not working well. How can we help you? And sometimes you could get one tip from one person that could literally change the course of your business. It could be simply the way you're doing things. For example, if you're inviting people to the calls but nobody's getting on, uh, s- uh, it's probably either what you're saying, how you're saying it, or who you're saying it to. It's usually one of those three things. So you can change those things. You can change how you say what you say. You can change who you say it to, but more importantly, you can change how often you say it. If you say something often enough and share with enough people, you will eventually get to your goal. We call that it's a numbers game. It's not about who has the best presentation, who has the largest influence, who speaks really well, who knows everything about the patch inside and out. It's the person that's willing to get the most no's, who willing to talk to more people and not really waste any time and worry about the outcome. Because here's the bottom line. You could be David Schmidt. You could be the owner of the company. You could be one of the top earners in the company. We have 30 people on our team alone who are what's part of what's called a millionaire club. That means they've earned $1 million in less than 3 years, 3 years or less, because that's how long our team has been around, even though LifeWay's been around for 21 years. So we all go through the same path. We also go through the same challenges. The ones who endure are the ones who stay to the end, because and the bottom line is you don't fail in this business. You either succeed or you learn, or you quit. Those are the options. Either you succeed or you learn or you quit. And again, if you don't quit, you'll have success. It's just a matter of everybody's time for success is going to vary. Some people have been doing these types of business for a while and they develop certain skills. Some people have been working on their personal development, reading certain books, hanging around certain people, taking certain classes, but doing what's necessary to grow because your success is directly proportionate to how your growth. So part of the value and the benefit of being a part of such this type of business is you're going to wind up growing. You're going to become better. You're going to learn some new skills that you can apply to other areas of your life. It's not just for LifeWave. It just so happens that LifeWave is the vehicle. Uh, we call LifeWave a compensation plan. Actually, it's an education with a compensation plan, and also an opportunity to learn. It's like an education with a compensation plan attached to it. So again, for those of you who are willing to follow the steps that we share, you will get the results. And I can tell you just from my experience, the people who are having the most success are the ones who talk to the most people, the ones who are calling and asking questions, those who are inviting people on a regular basis, and those who are plugging in. So it's important that you stay plugged in. But just like a light bulb, if you're not plugged in, you can't be turned on again. So you have to do that. So that's what we do. That's what the purpose of this call is. And each week it's going to be something different. It's never the same. But that's the gist of our call. So did anybody get on that we didn't get a chance to recognize and introduce? Do anybody want to recognize anybody in their team who's had success this week, who've just want to share some things that have happened? I've been getting some news about things happening around our team. So does anybody want to share anything before we go ahead and get started?
Well, I'll jump out there.
Go ahead.
Um,
Just make sure you got a parachute.
geez. I just wanted to recognize Miss Faustina Lynch. She has been burning down the house. She has been talking to folks, and we've been doing three-way calls, and we've just been going back and forth. And she is on fire like I've seen. The only other person I've seen on fire like that, literally, was myself. And I'm
Oh,
just happy as peach to be a part of the team and helping her. She's, like I said, she's just getting started. She's already got four bagged taken care of as far as preferred customers, and she's got an eye set on a few brand partners. So I just want to let her know that we're all very proud of her, and that between her and Pearlie, I tell you, the eastern part of North Carolina is on fire.
uh-oh. You have to send some forest fighters out that way in a minute, the way they're going. Well, welcome, Faustina. We appreciate you joining our team, and we always look to recognize those who are doing pretty much what they said they want to do and having success because it does inspire other people. And a lot of times when you're doing well, the team needs you. When you're not doing well, you need the team. So keep that in mind. If you're not having success, then you need to plug in, find out what Faustina is doing, find out what Emmis is doing, find out what Dr. Stroman and all the others are doing that you're going to hear from. Because again, sometimes it just takes one tweak, one word, maybe fewer words. But again, that's what it takes. Anyone else want to take an opportunity to share? Faustina, would you like to share what excites you so much and why you burning up trees in North Carolina with Emerson?
I'm overexcited. I, I'm just overwhelmed with a product that is coming through Eastern North Carolina that is tremendously a help for your health.
Mm,
And I can't stress it enough because I work I work out in the world with people daily, and I see and hear how people are just in and out of the doctor's offices, and they're giving them meds, and
mm,
sometimes it's doing other things to other parts of their bodies. And like, I had one lady to talk to me just last Saturday, and she was sharing that she had gone to the doctor and the doctor prescribed one thing for her, and then it did something to something else in the body. And I told her, I said, well, why don't you try the patch? She said, well, what in the world is the patch? And I told her, I said, we can talk after, because we were in another meeting. And I told her, I said, we can talk later. Give me your number, give me your name, and we'll get in contact with the upline of LifeWave, and we'll go from there. And she was just over excited to know that there was a product out
mm,
there, that can help and not harm.
hmm. Absolutely.
So
And
that's
that's
what
what it's about.
that's what fascinates me and want me to just I mean, I find myself every time I meet someone, and whatever conversation we're talking about, I find myself, it's just like, when you meet people and you want to tell them about Jesus.
Mhm.
Well, I also love to talk about Jesus, and I love to talk about this patch that Jesus has sent.
Absolutely. That's awesome. And again, and that's a lesson for all of us. Like I said, when you talk to people, and we teach this all the time. We talk about the word form, which is FORM, and you might want to write this down. The F stands for family, the O stands for occupation, the R stands for recreation, and M stands for money. Anytime you have a conversation with people, it's almost guaranteed that one of those things are going to come up. And again, when those things come up, it's an opportunity, as for Stina said, for you to introduce what you're doing, the patch. Again, they're really asking you to tell them about it in their conversation, but you have to be patient enough not to again, rush right in. You have to listen. One of the keys that Dr. Stroman always teaches every once in a while is the art of listening. It is a skill. It is an art because again, if you talk too much, you're not finding out what's driving the person, what their interests and what their needs are, and it's really about them. If you just start talking to them about what you're doing and what you got and what and they may not be ready to receive it because again, you haven't asked them what their interests are. So you want to make sure to do that. So let me just go into anyone else want to share. Thank you for sharing that, Faustina. And let me know if you guys can see my screen by
Yes.
now.
Hey, Hawkins.
Yes.
Hey, buddy, I don't know if you want to say it. I can make an announcement later on if you like me to, just to let everybody know
Hmm.
um, a couple of events that I'm doing.
Okay, absolutely. Just
Okay,
remind
so
me, and again, if you want to share as well, Dr. Stroman, and some of you who may not know Dr. Stroman, he has a background in finance, health. He's a hydration specialist. He's a what's a painologist. He has all these names, but he does different workshops on a lot of different areas that are helpful, and it's a tool that you can use to bring people to LifeWave. And I'll let him share that after, towards the end. But again, those of you who haven't met Dr. Stroman, you'll get to hear from him, and you'll know the value he brings to the team. So, we'll give you the opportunity. Definitely midway through the call, Dr. Stroman.
thank you, sir.
All right, so let's get right into, and we covered this last week. I wanted to go over this again. We're going to talk about achieving your goals because it is a new year, and it just instinctual that people say it's a new year. This year I'm going to accomplish this, and what are the two goals that most people have every year? At least in your circles, anybody, what are the two goals you hear most when you say, "What's your New Year's resolution? What are you looking to accomplish this year?" Anybody?
Lose
Better health,
weight,
better wealth.
get healthy,
Get
make more
healthy,
money.
make more money. Anything else? And you notice it was make more money and get healthy or lose weight. Those are usually the three. And people will sign up at the gym January the 1st. By January the 15th, they haven't been, they won't visit until the next year. That's how a lot of companies make money because they know people have the good intention, but they don't follow through. So we have to follow through. So I like to play a short video on one of my favorites. Just a short, about 3 minutes, but it's going to talk about how you can achieve your goals. And after that video, I'm going to share some other information about what your goals to be staying connected. For those of you who are new, we have a lot of resources. Many of you may have gotten a text either from me or the person that enrolled you. But we have so many avenues of so many resources to stay connected that you should not miss out on anything. This particular call that we do, because it's our team call, you will only get the information directly from me or the person that enrolled you because it's part of our team. We're a team within a team, but again, everything else that pretty much happens, you have access to. You don't have to wait for somebody to tell you what's happening, and you shouldn't. As a business person, you should say, if it is to be, it's up to me. You want to take control of your business. You don't want to have to wait for anybody to do anything because we have the tools, we have the information that gives you there. So we always talk about staying connected, and I'm going to share some of those resources. We'll talk about the paid rank tracker. There's 5 key areas. And I may or may not get to that. I may focus on just what our goals are. As I'm going through this call today, I want you guys to think about what goal you want to achieve by the end of January, by the end of this month, and in the first 30 days of this month, what would you like to achieve in LifeWay? If you're just getting started, it could be 1-star manager, 2-star manager, 3-star manager, 1-star director. So whatever rank you currently hold at a minimum, your goal should be to get to that next rank. And do you understand your next rank? You have to understand where you are. So we generally talk about the basic. I'm going to cover 1 and 2-star manager, so everybody can understand it. Because the goal is, if you can get to 1 or 2-star manager, you have actually learned everything you need to go to the top of this company. Those people who are part of the Millionaire Club, all they did was get to manager and introduce the other people, help them get to manager, help them introduce other people, help them get to manager, and they just kept repeating that process. And you keep doing that long and enough and enough times, guess what? You will automatically move into the ranks. You don't have to worry about the details of the compensation plan. We get paid for getting people to be customers and getting people to get we call customer getters. So everybody you talk to is a potential customer or potential customer getter, which we call a brand partner. And the more of them you have, guess what? The more you can earn. And the way you get to more of them is what? You want to talk to more people. How many of you can talk to at least 5 people a day? You can do that in 10 minutes. You can do that in 10 hours. It depends on how long you're going to talk. But if you're intentional about your goal and what you want to achieve, you just have to be consistent in doing it. And again, that's one of the goals we talk about. which is sharing it with at least 5 people a day. So we're going to talk about that. Uh, Upcoming downline renewal status. Does somebody want to share something? Was there a question or is that just
I think a lot of people
is
are
that Brenda?
unmuted there.
What was that?
A lot of people are unmuted.
A lot of people were unmuted. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you're not, and if you got noise in the background, just mute yourself. Or if you want, if you're not speaking, you can mute yourself until you want to speak, and then unmute yourself. Again, just so it's not to interfere with the background, and we can, because we are recording. Now, when we talk about upcoming downline renewal status, this is mainly for people that have been in for more than say 6 months. As you know, as a brand partner, we have a $25 annual renewal fee. When you get started, that fee is waived if you get started with one of the packs. So if you start at the core, the advanced, or any of the what we call the packages, that $25 is waived for your first year. So you don't even realize that we do have a $25 annual membership. But when you get close to your year coming up, if you haven't, if
No.
you haven't, hold on a second. I think that might be, is that you, Brenda? You get the background noise. But anyway, you want to, and the good thing about it, when you log into your back office, it shows you the people whose dates for renewing their status is upcoming. And if somebody has been, say, a brand partner, but they haven't really done anything and they've been in for 6 months to a year, they will actually either be uh, renamed to or removed to a retail or preferred customer, or they'll be removed from the because it's been more than a year. But again, that's just something you want to be wary of, be aware of, know who your team members are. And again, if you see that, it gives you they give you a 30-day window to do it. If you're annual, for example, you started January the 1st next year. You're going to get a notification to say, hey, it's time for you to renew to pay your $25. That is how your back office is kept. You know, it covers a lot. You get your website, everything else is really worth, and it's a write-off. And then they give you another 30 days from your renewal date. So you have that much time to do it. But again, so keep that in mind and be wary, be aware of what's happening in your. All right. I'm going to mute you for a minute, Brenda, because you get some background. You get some background from. Give me one second. Uh, uh, um, Hang on one second. Any questions so far? All right. Inviting by phone and role play. We may not get a chance to that. We're going to hear from Dr. Stroman probably when I get to relationship marketing because again, that's one of his expertise. I may put up a slide he could talk to it, but also talk about some of the upcoming events. But again, those are some of the things we're going to cover. Now, the last thing I want to cover is the all-in registration. Does anybody not know what all-in is? Is anybody in the call who does not know what that is? So everybody knows what all-in is.
What
So if
is,
I call on you, you will know.
no,
Yes.
Pearl, okay, that was early. All in is an event that our team, we're part of a team. Our team is called This Is It Team. This Is It Team is the number one fastest growing team within Lifeway. We really are responsible for the growth of the company that they're having, the success they're having. Our team has been in place for about 3 years. So 3 years ago, the couple named Steve and Gina Merritt, they joined Lifeway. They were direct sales in another company before. They hadn't done anything for almost 6 years. They helped over 100 people become millionaires. They were waiting for something like a Lifeway to come along. And when they found it, they got in, they got started, and they've been running ever since. And one of the reasons they have a lot of success is because they have these events. The way they build their team is they build it from event to an event. This is actually an event. This is a huddle, but this is actually an event. All In is actually a 2 day training by the top leaders in our team. So some of those people I talked about that are $1 million earners, they're going to be sharing their tips and what they've been doing and how they've become successful. And the event is a live event, but it's in Las Vegas, and it's in one of the top studios in the world. This studio holds about 500 people, but it's costly. So 500 people are going to be there live, but tens of thousands of people are going to be watching it virtually. In fact, the majority of people that are going to be watching it are going to be watching it virtually. Again, so those of you who are not going to the event in Vegas, if you haven't registered, that means you're going to watch it live. You can register for the event. The event was $179 for most of the year. They have a promotion where they dropped it to 119. And if you live in an area where you have several people, you can actually register together. There's a link that we have that you can go to in the This Is the Team. I'll bring it up later, where you can register. But it's a 2-day event. It's a virtual event, but it's going to be top notch because you see everything on stage. You're going to hear from the top earners, and you have 45 days to rewatch the replays of it. So if you have not registered for it, talk to your enroller, find out if they're registered. Maybe you can get together with them if you live in close proximity. But again, if you have not been in Orland, that's a big event in January, the 9th and the 10th. The next big event after that is going to be in August. It's going to be in Orlando, Florida. It's going to be a weekend event. You can start planning for it now. We'll talk about that after the all-in registration. But these are major events where you get a chance to meet the founder, the inventor, David Smith. You get a chance to meet some of the other earners. You get a chance to meet some of the teams, some of the people that you see on this call. The only time you may ever see them is at one of the events. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so that's all in registrations. Let me get right to my first video I want to share again. It's called Achieving the Goals. Some of you have seen it before. I'm going to play it again because I think it's important. And let me get to that video. So let's watch this video, and afterwards, I want to get your comments on it, particularly if you see it for the first time, and just let your thoughts. And I want you to apply what you hear. So take notes if you can, if you must, and you should. And we'll see you back on the other side in about 3 minutes. I don't know how many of you remember or recognize the name Howard Hill. Now, Howard Hill was a good Alabama boy. He was an archer. They say he was the best in the whole world. He entered 287 archery tournaments. He placed first 287 times. He was so good, he retired early because the other archers started to get unwilling to compete for second place. I've seen newsreels of Howard Hill where from 50 feet away, he had split an arrow dead center in the bullseye. Then he would take the next arrow and split the searchlight. He killed a Cape buffalo with a bow and arrow, the most difficult game animal alive to bring down. He killed a Bengal tiger. He killed a 15-foot shark in under 18 feet of water. Or was it an 18-foot shark under 15 feet of water? Well, it was a great big one in his way down there. I do know that. He was a good one, there's no question. So now let me emphasize the point. I've never shot the bow and arrow professionally, but I'm an instructor extraordinaire. I'm not certain, but I think that's French, which means I'm really good at it. As a matter of fact, let me tell you just how good I am as a teacher. If I could spend 30 minutes with any man or woman who will ever view this, providing your eyesight is good and your health is normal, at the end of 30 minutes, I would have you hitting the bullseye more consistently than Howard Hill could hit it on the best day he ever had. Sound like I'm bragging, but I'm not. I could do it. Provided, of course, you had first blindfolded Howard Hill and turn him around a couple of times so he wouldn't have a clue as, which way my head is. And you might say, well, now, Ziegler, my goodness alive, fella, of course you could. That's ridiculous. How on earth could a person possibly hit a target he couldn't even see? Good question, but here's a better one. How can you hit a target you don't have? Did you write it down? Did you list the benefits which come your way from having a girl? So many times people say, well, I do this, but man alive, it hurt, it cost too much money, or take too long, or whatever. I quit smoking, but I gained 47 pounds or whatever, or I go back to college and get my degree. But it'd take me 10 years, and in 10 years I'd be 45. How old would you be in 10 years if you didn't go back to college and get a degree? But instead of that, what you need to do is you set your goal is identify the benefits. Why do I want to do this? Then you identify the obstacles which you've got to overcome. Did you spell out the skills and knowledge required? Did you identify the people, the groups, and organizations to work with? Did you work out a plan of action? And did you set that date? You see, there's a formula.
and the formula and the incentive for the date, you can't set a date on a lot of things. If it's applicable, you do. But for example, when you finish education, you don't, do you? How you finish school? You need to make it easy, but you never finish your education. When you answer these questions, if you answered any of them with a no, I didn't do that, then what you've got is not a goal. It's still a dream. And that dream has got to have some foundation to it.
All right. So if you saw that for the first time, how many people understand what Zig Ziglar was talking about in terms of not having a goal? Again, his question was, how can you hit a goal that you don't even have? And what we find is the people that don't have success, we find if you ask them what their goals are, they're not clear. They're kind of wandering. They kind of just in it in the mix, but they don't have any direction. It's like getting in a car in New York and say, I'm going to go to California, but you don't have a map. You know, you've never been to California. But there are some people who would join LifeWave. They say they want to make a certain amount of money, they want a certain role, they want to do X, Y, Z, but they don't even know that there's a roadmap. They kind of jump in and kind of just seeing what works, seeing what sticks. You don't have to do that. One of the benefits that we have is, we're part of a team that has put together a training system that we all can take advantage of. So again, anybody want to comment on that if you saw it for the first time or if you saw it before? Did you get anything out of that short 3-minute video? Did you learn something new? Anybody learn something? You can unmute. Is anybody out there? We don't bite.
Yeah. I heard him say write it down. You have to write it down because the dream has to have a foundation.
Absolutely. Write it down. That's part of it again, and seeing it. You hear it in the Bible say, ask and it shall be given you, seek and ye shall find, knocking and it shall be open to you, unto you. But again, you have to talk to people. You have to write it down. You have to be specific. You have to be realistic. It has to be something that's measurable. And the benefit of being a part of this team is they give us the goals. They track it for us. You can see it every time you log into your back office. It tells you where you are today, what you need to do to get to that next stage. And guess what? If you focus on that next stage, guess what? You'll get to your goals because it's very specific. So we're blessed to have a company that put together a system and that actually does a lot of the work for us. For example, one of the first goals is you want to get to one-star manager, then two-star manager, three-star manager, and then on to the director and the executive and the other positions. But each step along the way, it tells you what percentage you are complete. Some people don't even know when they get started that they've already hit a rank or close to hitting another rank because they're doing the work. So if you focus on the work, everything else will follow. So that's what we want you to focus on. Anyone else get anything out of it that they'd like to share? I can call on somebody, but again, did anybody else? Thank you,
Write the
Patricia.
vision and make it plain so those that read it can run. If you don't believe that's true, then all you need to do is look at our federal government and how a plan was written out for what's going on right now, and how even though he's not doing all of it, those people are reading it and running with it. The word of God is indisputable. You write the vision and make it plain, and
Mhm.
then you follow the vision that you've written down.
Absolutely. Thank you, Emerson.
Yep.
So again, that was a short. Did somebody else want to share? I'm sorry. All right. If you're all right, if not, I'm going to share. And let me bring up my other slide again. This is basically about staying connected. For those of you who are new, you definitely want to take a screenshot of this page or be aware of what's on here so you know what's available to you. Because sometimes you get started, you're new, you're excited, and you want some information, and the person you're working with, you can't reach them, or they may be new. So you can't expect them to have the information as well. But again, what you want to do is you want to stay plugged in. And the screen I'm about to put up, it just shows you some of the resources that we have available. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to talk about them one by one. But again, just know that this is available to you. The first one is that this is an info.com site. If you're new, and you run into somebody and you're excited and you don't know what to say, listen, just go to the site. I'm brand new. It's called thisisitinfo.com. This site does the work for you. It tells them about the past. There's a couple of videos, and the videos are no longer than 2 or 3 minutes each. And let the person know, listen, there's about 3 or 4 videos, introduction videos. It only takes you about 10 minutes to watch it. When can you watch it? So when you send somebody information, don't just send it to them and wait for them to get back to you, because it is your business. It's up to you to get back to them. So every time you give somebody information, always have a follow-up. So if I give somebody that link and I say, hey, go to thisisitinfo.com and listen, when can you watch it? It only takes you about 10 minutes to watch a few short videos. They say they can watch it today at 3. I said, listen, it's okay if I call you back at 4. And if they say no, well, how about tomorrow? But you want to get a commitment to follow up with them so you don't feel like you're pressing them. I know sometimes we feel like, well, I don't want to bug them, but believe me, some people want to be bugged, but they don't even know it. I don't know how many times I've shared it with people, and I hear at some point they'll say, you know what? I'm so glad that you persisted. I'm so glad you kept after me because I realize how blessed it is. See, they don't know the blessing that you're trying to share with them. You know it. So we assume that because we know what LifeWay does and what the patch does, that just because we tell somebody about it, they're going to automatically accept that it is what it is. But that's not the case. So we have to be very good and strategic about how we feed them information. And as we say, less is more. You don't have to try to explain everything. As soon as they start asking you questions, your favorite response to be, listen, I'm brand new. I don't care if you've been there for a year. If somebody asks you something, you're not sure, listen, I'm brand new. I want you to hear it the same way. Hey, go to this site. So this is it. Info is our tool. That is how we share the information with people. The second site is thisisiteam.com. That is our training site. That teaches you how to sign up. There's a 10-step system that everybody should watch and go through in terms of what to do. You know, it tells you exactly what to do. If you're the kind of person who's independent and can learn on your own and are willing, and you're the kind of person that's a go-getter, you can go through that site and know exactly what to do. Obviously, we can help you and support you, but that you have enough information that you can put the key in and drive. We call it a turnkey system. That's all you have to do. Follow it. And in addition to that, they have another version of it called school.com. It's the same training, but it's in short videos. So it's almost like you're taking a class online. You watch the video. After you finish watching it, it tells you you watched 100%. You check off, you do a check mark, and now you watch that video. Go to the next one. You could track your own progress. And again, you could use that in the nooks and crannies of your life when you have a few minutes. Give up watching too much TV. We call that the electronic idiot box, or electronic income reducer. There's a lot of names for it, but the people that you're watching on TV are getting paid. We're not. So you may have to give up something. If it have to be a few hours of TV, again, you don't need that many hours to build this business. If you follow the training system. You should have registered with LifeWay Corporate. If you haven't, if you get an email from them, you could just respond. Or when you sign up, they usually ask you if you want to get information from LifeWay. That gives you plugged into the company. The next site is digitalalliance101.com. That is our site. We are a team within a team. This is the team is kind of the umbrella team. We're the bigger team. There's another team created called Digital Alliance 101.com, which is a lot of information is duplicated, but they have more information. They have over 100 testimonial videos on that site. It tells you when the Zoom calls are. So does the thisistheteam.com. So make sure you have that in your arsenal so you know when the meetings are. We have a YouTube and a Facebook page. Both of them, if you go to those YouTube or Facebook, it's called This Is the Team. In fact, when you go to the This Is the Team site now, there's links on that page to go to the Facebook and YouTube, or to join the Facebook page and join the YouTube page. A lot of information. You can actually interact with other people. If you have questions about something, somebody may say they have a symptom that you never heard of, you can go to the Facebook page and tap in the chat. Hey, has anybody heard of this particular symptom? And you'll get sometimes 10, 20, 30 responses, because there are other people that have been around that know and maybe experienced something that you haven't. Then you have I'm not even going to mention In Touch app. That we did have an app, but I'm going to skip that because it's replaced now with something called lifewavenow.com. So if you go to lifewavenow.com, they have an app. It's an AI powered app. Don't get nervous because it has AI in front of it. AI is a tool. Again, if you use it properly, just like the internet was a tool when it first came out, just like smartphones were tools when they first came out. But once you start to use it, become used to it, you'll embrace it. So again, take advantage of it. Part of growth and success is learning new things that can help you. All that I just talked about, that's January 9th and 10th in Las Vegas live, but you're going to be able to watch it virtually. If you haven't registered for it, get back to your person that you're working with and find out, collaborate. Anybody that's in within the Atlanta area, they're actually hosting an event. I think it's only $10. It includes food and snacks if you want to go, and that's with Erica McQueen's team. So if you're in within an hour or so of Atlanta, and you want to watch the live event, you could go and spend $10 and meet with other people in a hotel and watch it together. The next event is Next Level. That's in August, again in Orlando, Florida. We'll talk about that later. You want to start to prepare for that. And I'm going to tell you what I did. One of my first goals when I joined was I want to be able to pay for everything that's related to LifeWave with what I earn in LifeWave. I wanted to make sure to pay for my ownership, which I did. I wanted to pay for my mother's and my brother's get sleeves as well. I wanted to pay for my monthly anytime there was an event, my supplies. If I went to an event, so I was able to pay for those things. But I was intentional about uh, using LifeWave to pay for all the events that's related to it, and the benefit of it is a write off too. So. Let that be one of your goals. That LifeWave pays for all your expenses, everything related to the company, and you could do that. And then obviously, LifeWave itself have a corporate convention every year. This year it's going to be in October in Anaheim, California. Again, this past October, there were 10,000 people from all around the world at this event. And again, the company's just really getting started, but these people were from you name it. We're in over 75 countries, and that event happens once a year. That is when David Smith introduces new things. That's when you get it. That's when they recognize people and give out awards. When I went last year, the company is doing so well that David gave a concert for 3 nights. Every night, they had training during the day, and in the evening he had live performances from. I'm talking about top performers. Some of you heard of Elton John, who was supposed to have been retired. He was one of the performers one night. Didn't cost us anything. Another night he had two other groups, the Doobie Brothers and Michael McDonald. Those who may know him, he sings a song with Patti LaBelle. And then the third night he had another artist from London. But again, these things were included with the cost of the convention. If you were to go to any of those conferences or concerts alone, it would have been more than the cost of going to that event. So look, we don't know who's going to have this coming there, what he's going to introduce. But again, that's something you want to look forward to, and it's a nice way to enjoy California. So those are the staying connected resources. And I'm going to shift gears and I'm going to uh, go to Dr. Stroman to talk about some of the things he's doing. But again, if you go to This Is the Team, you're going to see this link. If you have your phone, you can scan it. And this way you get emails from This Is It Team about events that are coming up. Again, but if you go to the This Is It Team site, you'll see these things. So again, if you don't capture it here, just go to This Is It Team and make sure that you stay plugged in. All right, let me stop sharing for the moment. And Dr. Stroman, I'm gonna pass it to you.
Hey, buddy. Thank you so much. Hawkins, great job as usual. Just a few things very quickly. If anybody know about Atlanta, Georgia, I'll be bringing LifeWave to a church on the 18th of, and that's going to be on a Sunday, 18th of January, and Baltimore on the 24th. Now, the one in Baltimore is virtual, and a pastor had me to, we'll be dealing with this brain stuff and all of that. So just want everybody to know, if you know somebody in Atlanta, Georgia on the 18th and the 24th, I have a flyer. Be happy to send it to you. I think I sent it to you, Mr. Hawkins, about the flyer.
Okay,
Somebody.
yeah, I'll make sure to get it out.
Okay, very good. And then the other thing is, when you talked about, planning and all that good stuff, I did a training. We don't have time to get into it now, but I did a training that was well received, and maybe sometime down the road I can be able to share with the family. But it was called "What is your flight plan?"
Mm,
Okay, and I used the analogy of being a pilot and taking off from the airport. What is your flight plan? So we got a lot of good feedback from that particular training that I did. Be happy to share that because you need to have a flight plan. Other thing I want to mention very quickly, one of the things I decided to do, Mr. Hawkins, this year is to go back to what I used to do back in the day, to have what I call campaigns.
hmm
Okay, different campaigns, and I'll share one very quickly that I'll be doing tomorrow, starting with these business people. This particular campaign is for it's a campaign about having a competitive advantage as a business person when you're healthy. Let me say it again. you will have a competitive advantage as a business person if you are healthy. So I have quite a few business people that are interested in that because, again, I'm going to tell you what's cool about that. Because when you say we help business people to be healthy, right away they're relaxed because they're thinking we're not trying to get them into a business. I said we have a program, a health program to help business people to have a competitive advantage because you're in your business.
Mm.
And this is something that's a camp. I got a bunch of campaigns. I'm just going to got a
Yeah.
bunch of them for 2020, 2026, but that's one I'm starting tomorrow with the business people. And one of the things too, very quickly, is everybody when it comes to communication, I believe, Mr. Hawkins, that the number.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay. I think one of the number one skills that we need to work on a consistent basis is the skill of communication. I'll make this statement. Everybody talks, but few communicate. Let me say it again. Everybody talks, but few communicate. And that's a whole class by itself. Tonality, body language, all of that stuff is important. And we'll do some classes in the future about that because you're talking, 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 but are you communicating? Okay. Everything about 90 over probably about 80% of your communication is body language. Okay. People are looking at your body language. And the last thing is, I don't know if I'm able to do this right now, but one of my things, as you well know, is to really step up our game to be professional inviters. That is a skill that we must master in 2026. And so we want to pack out that Thursday Zoom for our great leader, Mr. Hawkins. So if anybody wants to role play with me real quick, if not, I'm going to keep on moving real quick about this inviting thing. And I can go, if somebody want to jump out, I'm going to do two invitations. Do I have time for that, Hawkins, real quick?
Yes, you do. Absolutely.
Anybody? Lynn, thank you for volunteering, Lynn.
I'm out there.
But of course, my dear.
Okay, okay. Hawkins, I'm in the draft business, right?
Yeah.
No, you ain't got a draft. I'm right here.
I got
Oh,
you.
you got two. Okay.
We got the military man, Mr. Emerson. So like for example, I want everybody to rate my invitation to this wonderful lady named her name is Lynn. So I called Lynn up and I said, Lynn, I want to invite you to something about stem cells. Are you available
When is it?
Thursday,
Okay. The time?
8 o'clock?
I think I got something going on. Can you just send me some information and I'll get back to you?
Very good. Now we off the role play. That's one. That's one. You see, could you hear her hesitate? There was no juice.
Hmm.
There was no excitement. You heard her tone.
Mm.
That's what a lot of people, Hawkins. That's what a lot of people do.
Yes. Mm.
Like, I'm inviting you to put a band-aid on. That's the way they sound.
The conversation. That's right.
And they don't realize. So let's try another one. Maybe this might be a little better. So I call Lynn up and I say, hey, Lynn,
Yes, Anthony, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic and amazing. Listen, my mentor told me to invite 5 positive, smart people to an educational Zoom, and I thought about you. Would you be so kind to be my VIP guest?
Aren't you sweet? What is it, dear?
8 o'clock, and you're so important, I'll call you 15 minutes before because you don't want to miss it. I can
Is
count
that
on you, right, Lynn?
is that tonight?
8 o'clock Thursday. That's when it's
Okay,
happening, Thursday, 8 p.m., okay?
Thursday. Okay, I think I might be free. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Send me that
So do,
information. Thanks for
well, do
thinking
me,
of me.
well, do me a favor. Can you put that in your planner right now, Lynn, if you don't mind?
Mm, can you hold on?
Yeah,
Okay,
good.
okay.
Okay, now watch this, everybody. Let me put it in my planner. Lynn will be my VIP guest. I want her to hear that. Lynn will be my VIP guest Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, because she heard me say it verbally, she's taking me very seriously. And the commitment level is much higher because I said it verbally. So, so you can tell the difference between the invitations. One is weaker than the other. So we have to strengthen the art. You want to be a professional inviter, no matter how great LifeWave is, we must, it's imperative in 2026 that we master the art of inviting. Okay? All right, Lynn, thank you so much, my dear friend. Back to you, Mr. Hawkins.
My
Yeah.
pleasure. Thank you.
All right. So just some feedback. You heard the two types of invitations, and you heard the first one, and then you heard the second one. If you were to give feedback to Dr. Strong about his invitation, what would you tell him, particularly on the first invite? What he need to do, or should he do? Anybody? Anybody pick it up?
Yeah,
Well,
he
you
needs to
gotta
put
up,
some
you gotta
excitement. He need to put some excitement in that conversation there.
up
Mm-hmm.
his energy level.
Energy, yes. Energy. Absolutely. And if you're getting ready to call people and you don't have that energy, do a couple
Don't
of
talk.
jumping jacks, push-ups, something. And so when you pick up the phone, you're out of breath, you're going to sound excited whether you want to or not. And again, that sense of urgency is what draws people. We have a video that we watch, we play from time to time. If you want to get a hold of it, it is Eric Worre. He spells his name Worre. If you go to YouTube, this video simply says how to invite by phone. It's a 12-minute video. He actually goes through it step by step on how to get a better rate of show up when you invite somebody. Oftentimes we call somebody, we tell them that we invite for something, we give them information, they say okay, and we think we're done. That's usually not where it ends. You need to, like as Dr. Stroman did, you need to get some commitments. He said, okay, I'm writing it down. Are you writing it down? I'm putting it in my book. So you kind of reinforcing that they're going to do that. And you might have asked, Liz, is anything that could possibly come up that will prevent you from making it? So this way, get the excuses out right away. Because the day of the event, they say, oh, I forgot that I had X, Y, Z. But if you put that out front and ask them, listen, is there any possible anything that could come up that would prevent you from making it? And they might think, no. Or they might say, oh, you know what? I said, say, great. I need to know when you can actually make it. Rather than saying that I'm going to try, we don't use the word try because we don't try to get up. We don't try to go to work. We don't try to, to go to work and do our jobs. We either do it or we don't. So anytime somebody say, I'll try, you say, listen, rather than tell me you're going to try, I need to know whether you can make it or not. And if there's now not a good time, let me know when you can make it. So there's certain things, and we'll cover that on another call. Where we'll go. There's a couple of little things that you can do to get a better show up ratio than just giving somebody information and then hoping they show up. You follow up like Dr. Stroman says, I'm going to call you 15 minutes or 30 minutes before because many of us know when you have a doctor's appointment, a lot of times my doctor's appointments are 6 months apart, a year apart. Uh, and I don't remember if I haven't written down or I don't get a reminder. So I usually get a call from them a lot of time the day before and say, listen, this is a reminder. You're still going to be able to make the call even the day of. So again, you want to be intentional when you invite people, as Dr. Stroman said, to get a better short rate. And again, use your business partners to help you. Get them on the phone with you and help you if you're having a challenge. And if you're inviting a lot of people and nobody's showing up, then we need to evaluate a couple of things. What are you saying? Are you Anthony Stroman number one or Anthony Stroman number two? Are you the first Anthony Stroman that calling somebody and you sound so dead that the person on the other side is dying from listening to you? Or you the kind of person that's excited again, and people are wondering, even if you don't know what you're saying. We have a saying in this business: I'd rather have somebody who's ignorant on fire than knowledge on ice. I mean, if somebody's so excited, but they don't know what they're saying, you'll get more people show up and to take a look at something than somebody who's very, conservative and listen, I want you to come to this meeting and you're not excited at all, and you have all this, you're giving all this knowledge and stuff, and now you're confusing people. You want to keep it simple. You want them to take a look at something that life changing. Use that language that Dr. Stroman talked about. All right. Now, yesterday, and again, it was a short notice, but Radita Monk, who's the senior president of Directing, along with her husband Harvey, they did a call yesterday at 11 o'clock. And if you can, how many people actually, I only saw a handful of people on there. Maybe they didn't get the message in time or just couldn't get on the call. But how many of you were able to get on that call yesterday?
Derek Lynn got on, but I had another appointment that ran over 11, so I came in about 10
Didn't
minutes
get
after
me.
11. It was,
Okay, so you
what I
had been
did
on
catch was
partial.
great.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, I was there,
Yeah.
Mr. Hawkins.
Yep, I saw Dr. Showman on. So what I did, Verdita just sent me the recording. And what I like to do, to end this call, I'm going to play the recording, maybe 15 minutes of it, because I think it's really important. It's basically some things we need to do. For those of you who don't know Verdita Monk, you will get a chance to know and learn who she is, her and her husband Harvey. They are senior president or director is the top position in Lifeway, but now they've actually added some new levels. So again, there's still more to go, but they're very successful. They have a successful team. She does a call every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. It's called the Power of Six. It's a leadership call. It's for people who are serious about building a business. So I'm going to play that video. But before I do, does anybody have any questions? If you're new, any questions about anything that you'd like us to address or something you'd like to see us covered? If you do, now's a great time to ask if you have a question, or if anybody, even if you're not new, anybody have any questions before I show this? I'm going to send out the link as well, the replay. But anybody have any questions?
Are you
Mr.
going to
Derek,
be?
Who was that?
this is Erica.
Hey, Erica, what was your
Hey,
question?
yes, I was on the call yesterday with Radita. I don't want to spoke about the website navigating new people to joining. If you have
Right.
people that wants to do their own thing, and you was
Hmm.
talking about setting up the cart.
Okay. Yes.
Is there any way that you can demonstrate that? I think I got it, but
Yeah, I
I
can
know you had
demonstrate it.
talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, in fact, I'll demonstrate that now because it is important. It's not going to take long. And what she's talking about is uh, when you sign up a customer, there's a couple of ways you can sign up a customer. One way you can sign up a customer is we have a form that you can print out on the This Is a Team and give it to them, and they basically fill out their information, particularly if they're getting a pack or if they're not. I'll show you what that form looks like. The other way is you can send them your link, and if you send them your link to your website, all they have to do is click on the button that says Shop. And once they click on Shop, it's going to ask them, put things in the cart. It's going to take them through a couple of stages to get there. And for some people aren't tech savvy. Some people don't use a computer at all. Some people get frustrated when using a computer. So if that happens, one of the easiest ways to get a customer is use what we call a pre-populated cart. And let me first show you what the form looks like, and then I'll show you the pre-populated cart. Give me a second. That's a great question. Anybody else have any questions while I'm looking up that? Okay, where's the form?
I have a quick question. Are you going to end with Verdita's call rather than finishing out the other items on the agenda today?
Yeah, because the other
Okay,
ones are,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I
Okay.
try to, I try, a lot of times I have more things on than I'm going to cover, but this way I always have more, at least cover some things. I won't cover everything, but it allows me to do that.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. All right, so all right, so I'm pulling up the form. All right, here we go. Share the screen. And let me know if you can see my screen okay.
It looks like it's loading now.
Okay.
Nothing's, there we go. It's just popped up.
All right. So if you go to the This Is a Team site, they have created a, let me see, then, let's say, if you click yes, so move the mouse. So this is the form on the team, This Is a Team site. And basically what it is, it's just a form for somebody who wants to roll as a customer or a brand partner. Somebody wants to become a customer. There's only one or two lines at the very top. The first one says retail. I don't know if you can see it. One sleeve is 149.95. So somebody who wants to buy a sleeve and wants to pay the full price, which is approximately $150, you will earn $50 no matter how they purchase it, whether they buy it on your site or if they buy it from you directly and you just give it to them. But you're going to earn $50 every time someone purchases a sleeve, which is a 30-day supply. Okay. If they become a preferred customer or preferred customer plus, which is the next line, they'll be able to get the sleeves for $99.95 per month. They just have to agree to a monthly subscription. But every month when they place that, they get that order, you're going to earn $20 every time they get an order of that sleeve. Okay. So that's on the form. And then the rest of the form is basically for somebody who wants to get started at the core, advanced, the advanced plus, or the premium pack. So they choose the box in terms of which pack they want to sign up. And then they select a monthly subscription, either one sleeve or two sleeve, preferably two sleeve. Now, just understand also preferred customers, and I don't know if it showed it here, if I can make this big enough. They have a 90-day, 100% money back guarantee if they buy retail on a first order only. Okay, they have 90 days, 100% money back guarantee on a retail order. Okay. Now, everyone else has a 30-day money back guarantee. But again, they fill out the description, they fill out their name, their shipping address, city, state, phone number, email, sponsor's full name. So you can put your name on the form or you fill it in when you get it. Because again, the idea is that you're going to enter this information for them. And if they want to choose a username, just like you have a username, you put it here in a box. They put their payment here. So you have all information now if you do it by paper. And now what you can do is you can enter the information and make sure that it's entered correctly and properly. Sometimes if you're dealing with somebody who's again not tech savvy and they go to your site, they may get a little frustrated. They may not know how to navigate unless you're doing it with them. But again, this is one way that you can sign up a customer. Okay. Anybody have any questions about using the form? And the great thing about the form, let's say you have an event and you have 5 people that sign up at the same time, you can now strategically put them where you want to put them as you're building your team. All right. So if somebody go to your site and sign up and they're going to go whatever is open at the time. Any questions about using the form? No
No,
questions.
sir.
All right, great. So now I'm going to show you how to use the pre-populated cart. And again, for those of you who are brand partners, you're going to go into your back office. So let me go into the back office. Uh, Give me a second. Um, so when you log into your back office, you're going to go to the tab that says organization. Okay. Everybody jot that down. Go to your organization tab in your back office. You can tell the difference between and understand you have two websites. You have your back office. Your back office is your business center. That's where your information is shown, your customers, your points, your commissions, your monthly orders. There's education back there. Everything that you need is back there. There's a lot of resources in the back office. Then you have your website. Your website is going to be lifewave.com/, whatever your username happens to be. Some people choose to use their ID number. I recommend you choose a username because it's just user friendly. And if you're going to share it with someone, it's easy to remember as opposed to 7 digits. Now, once you go to your back office, you're going to click on organizations. The second from the top, it says pre-populated cart builder. Can you guys see that? Do I need to make that bigger?
If you could, that
Yeah,
would be
we can
great.
see it. I'm
Okay.
following
Some
along with
people.
you. I'm on my computer doing it too.
Okay. Oh, good. So if you follow along, let me just make it bigger as well. Oh, all right. Now I can see it. All right. So when you click on organization, you're going to see pre-populated cart builder. And if you take a note, just put organization, pre-populated cart builder. And as soon as you click on it, it's going to take you to this section. It says pre-populated cart builder. And right underneath in blue, it's going to say add a new pre-populated cart. So who wants to be my customer?
I will.
All right.
Erica.
Erica. All right. So I'm going to make Erica, stealing Erica from somebody else, but this is just for the test. So I'm just going to put her name here. I'm going to say Erica, and this is for your reference. Erica, Erica. All right. You can put the full name. So I'm going to save it. So now I have a card for Erica. Now, the great thing about me saving the card is now I can start putting stuff in there. So I'm going shopping for you, Erica. Is that okay?
Sure, have at it.
Okay, I'm going to get 10 sleeves, 20 X39s. No, so what I'm going to do is in the first section, it says regular order items. So this is what the person going to order. Usually, for the sake of the example, we always start with X39. So you're going to go down until you find LifeWave X39 patches. It happens to be the third from the top. There's a pencil to the left. That's a symbol. That means edit. Anytime you see a pencil, that's a symbol for edit. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click edit because right now there's nothing in the cart. So when I click on edit, it's going to bring up her pre-populated cart. The quantity starts at 0. So now Erica said I can have at it. So I'm going to order, let's see, 100, 100 packs of ice wave. That okay, Erica? I wouldn't do that to you.
No
Yeah.
pain. She
So
was
I'm going to
feeling no
order,
pain, no pain for Erica.
yeah, she going to be passing the whole hospital. So I'm going to put one in the cart, right? So once you put the quantity in, you're just going to click Save Changes. Okay, everybody got that part? Anybody have any questions so far?
All
Pretty
good.
straightforward. All right. So now we got the regular order item. You see it's one here. Now I'm going to go down to the next section. The next section is going to say auto ship because she needs to, as a preferred customer, you want her to also get something auto ship. So in auto ship, I'm also going to select the X39. Yeah, what kind of stuff in here? Was my X39? I think I might have passed it by auto ship. Cellarize. That would be there. All right. They're in here somewhere. I think I went down too far. There they go. So I'm going to go do the same. They're going to click on the edit button. I'm going to select the quantity to 1. I'm going to save the changes. So now there are 2 items in the cart. You don't see it yet, but there are 2 items in the cart because I ordered one X39 and I ordered one auto ship. They're not going to get the order shipped for 30 days, but for the sake of setting up the cart, they're both going to be in there. Now, there are 2 types of preferred customer for those of you who may not notice. A regular preferred customer doesn't pay anything. They just get the package for $99 a month. But every 3 months, they're going to get a sample of one of the other patches. So every quarter, they're going to get a sample of something else, one of the other patches. So the company's helping you market to your customer. If somebody wants to sign up as a preferred customer plus, they pay $25 for the year. Now, the benefit of being a preferred customer plus is they get a patch sample every month. They get a new sample for a whole month, and at the end of the year, I think they get them a full sleeve of one X39 or one of the other patches. But they can also refer other people. If they refer 3 other people, they get credit to order some more patches. Okay, so there's a benefit to being a preferred customer plus. So I'm gonna go back up to the top because if somebody wants to be a preferred customer plus, there is a line item for that, and it's gonna say PC, which stands for preferred customer plus annual savings membership fee. It's all right. Underneath it is another one that says PC plus renewal fee. That's for somebody who's been a customer for a year and it's time for them to renew. So you're going to ignore that one initially. So I'm going to select PC plus annual saving membership. Going to click on the edit button or the pencil again. I'm going to put 1 in the cart. I'm going to save it. It's going to add $25 to their cart. Okay. All right. So now you're going to see, I'm going to finish it. I'm going to say save changes to Erica's cart. And you're going to have 2 links after that created. The first link is if I want to go see what's in the cart, I would click on go to link. If I want to send it to Erica to fill out, I'm going to click copy to clipboard. And when I click copy, it's saved it on my computer. So wherever I go to paste it, I can email it to her, I can send it to her. So I could copy this link and send it to them by email or text. So once they have that link, the only thing the customer has to do then is check out, put their name and their payment information in. They don't have to do all the other stuff that we just did. So we kind of do that for them. So I'm going to go to the card so you can see what it looks like. So I'm going to go to the link and you're going to see exactly what Erica would get if I sent her the link to get this particular order. All right. So now in her shopping cart, at the very top, it says LifeWave X39 patches, quantity 1, $99.95. It says PC preferred customer plus annual savings membership, one $25. So Eric is going to pay $124.95 today plus the shipping and the handling for that patch. But also, if you look below it, it's going to say LifeWave order. LifeWave X39 patches, $99.95. But that's not going to start until a month from today, the day that she places the order. So let's say Erica gets this link, she goes here, she clicks on it, she sees this information. All she has to do is click on checkout. And I'm gonna show you what happens when she clicks on checkout. It's gonna take her to the page where it says you have selected Derek Hawkins as your enroller. And on the left, it says already, it's going to say create a new account. I'm sorry. So she's going to click create a new account. And once she does that, it's going to just ask her for a name, date of birth, username she wants to create, email, password. And then once she clicks it, go to the next page, ask for the payment information. So that's how it works. Okay. Anybody have any questions about how to create? And what you can do is you can do what I just did as a practice and sample to see what it looks like. It doesn't harm anything until you get to this point when you start creating an account. As long as you don't create an account, I can go back now to where I started to the cart, and I could either, when I go to her cart, save the changes again, go back to
So,
the
so,
pre.
so
Mhm.
Mr. Derek,
Yes.
so I did it, but I didn't do it through pre-populated card. So what I
Okay.
did, when I logged in, before I logged into my account, I shop. So I went to
Okay.
shop, and
Okay.
then I picked out the products, and
Okay.
then it asked me. I think it asked me the auto ship date. So I had all that
Yes.
set up. I had it
Okay.
set up. So what I did, uh, the where you just left from, where it
Uh-huh.
shows the cart and everything.
Right.
So I set everything up just like how you did, but I didn't go this way. And then I just copied the link, and then I'll send the link to them, and then they can go
Okay.
back and create their account.
Okay. And we're
So
able
I
to,
did it that way. So
yeah. So there's more than one way to do it. And again, this way does it in your back office. That is the way to do it because somebody goes to your website, they're going to click on shop. They're going to put stuff in the cart, and then when they get to after they put the stuff in the cart and you select the order ship, it's going to ask you for the date, and then um they will start. If you send it to them, they're going to fill information out. So there's more than one way to do it. So this is just another way for those who want an option.
no,
Okay.
but I like this way. I didn't see that, so that's good.
Yeah. Okay. So is
Mhm.
that clear for you?
Yes. Did anybody else know how to do this? Was I the only one that didn't know how to do
No, no,
this?
there's other people that haven't used
Nope.
it yet. You're not the only one. Uh,
Nope.
there's some people that haven't used it
I
yet.
haven't used it, but I've seen it, and
Right.
it is awesome, awesome tool.
I've used it. I've used it a few times again. But it like I said, because some people, I had one of my partners. He had somebody who wanted to sign up, but they didn't want to share any of their personal information. So we created the card for them and sent it to them, and then they filled out the information themselves. So it's just another tool. All right.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic because, like you said, it's so the young lady I told you that was signing up, she was like, "Well, I can do it," and I was
Hmm.
like, "Well, if you need help, just give me a call." But this is another way
Right.
I can just send it to her to set it up for it. But
Right.
this is this was a great help. Thank you.
Absolutely. Because there are some people who they just say send me the link and they'll do it themselves because they can figure it out. And again, and if you ever have a challenge, you can always call Lifeway. They have a phenomenal customer service support team, and they will walk you through something. If you have a customer with you on the line and you have a challenge, just call them directly. Then it's a toll-free number is always at the bottom of the your site, and they will help you, and they're very helpful. I
Jared,
can
one
attest
quick
to that.
question on that thought.
Sure.
Once
Hmm.
they get that link and they open it up, they do have the opportunity, because I didn't really think about that when you showed it, but they would have the opportunity to add to that card as well.
They
Correct.
sure do.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
sure do. Matter of
So it's
fact, I
kind
had
of
it.
simple. Yeah, if you talk to
Yeah.
somebody and they say, "Well, I'm interested in X39,"
Hmm.
just to do it that way,
Right.
and especially somebody like I said, they don't want to share their information. You just drop that in there, and then they can do everything else, if they want
Hmm.
to add to it from there. But it's a good
Yeah.
starting point for them that makes it very simple.
Yeah, great question. In fact, that's happened because I'm going to show you. So I'm back at the checkout screen. Right next to checkout, to the left, it says continue shopping. And you have somebody say, hey, I want to add some more stuff to my cart. So now they go to continue shopping and they start
Okay.
adding to the cart and it's going to take them back to checkout. But at least the main information is set up for them.
Yeah. So you can
Right.
always just tell them that, I got your car started, but you can always add to it. And we always want
Yeah.
to say add to it and never take away. You can always add to
Add
it.
to it. Right. They'll take away. Yeah. I had a friend of mine, he went to the site and saw that we had, we only have a few products. We had some lotion for aloe vera. And he really was interested in it, so he ordered the some of the lotion for his. It's a nighttime and daytime facial cream, But yeah, they can order other stuff. All right.
You got a question?
All right. Good, Emerson.
No, Amber.
Amber. Oh,
Oh,
Amber had a
I
question.
I do. Thank
Oh,
you,
I'm sorry.
Emerson.
Good, Amber. Thank you.
That's okay. Um, I didn't see who it was that said they did that through the shop. They went through shopping and they set it up.
Hmm.
Okay, so when you do it that way, it lets you choose the date that you want to have
Your
the
orders.
auto ship set on. Now, when you do it yourself, when you do it the way you just did it for the customer, does
Hmm.
the system automatically assign the auto ship date or can that be
Yes.
changed?
Yes. It automatically assigns us to 30 days from the date they order. It can be changed. Absolutely, it can be changed. Even when they go to if they go to your website and click on shop, it automatically is, since you're setting up an order ship, it has to be every 31 days they place an order. So they automatically pick the date to be 30 days or 31 days from the day they place the order. But you always have the option to go in and change
Okay.
your order ship date. That's always optional. They can always change it.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Thank you.
And as a point of, and I'm glad you mentioned, because let's say somebody's on order ship, and let's say that they sign up on the 1st of January, and their next order is going to be the 1st of February. But let's say January the 15th, they decided to go in and place another order, right? They can now move their order ship date to February the 15th, which is 30 days from that day. Because as long as there's an order every 30 days, that helps them keep their preferred status. It helps you as well. So anytime you place an order in between your order ship dates, you can now move that date 30 days out.
Also, there doesn't they have to know that, because if they don't, they will get it on February 1st, because
It will
once
still.
the order ship is set up, it's going to go by
It's
what's
going to
in there.
automatically. Absolutely,
So,
yes.
so you have to let them know, if you're going to change it, that's fine, but
Hmm.
you've got to move that date. Otherwise, you'll get two shipments in a month.
Right. And some people are okay with that. They just want more sleeves, but it's good to know and let customers know. And we'll cover that. I think we did a training on, Gloria did a phenomenal training on customer retention. That's something we'll talk about. Now, I don't know how to get to customer. How do you keep them long term? Okay, there's some tips to do that. All right. Any other questions before I play out? I'm going to play, it's about 15, 20 minutes of Verdita's tape, and I'm going to send out the link too, so everybody have it to watch the full video. All right, because it was a little longer than normal. Normally it's 30 minutes, but I think it was close to 45 minutes to an hour. But I'm just going to play the portion where she covered in the beginning. All right, everybody ready for the video?
With
Yeah.
you, Derek. Appreciate you.
Right, thank you. So let me go ahead and find the video. Look at that video. All right, let me get these ads out the way. So this is the video from yesterday, for those you missed, but I'm going to send it out as well, so you get to see the full video.
Go back and review this. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to 2026. I am really, really excited about going over some information with you that is going to help all of us be successful in 2026. I hope you have paper and pen, because I want you to be very intentional about what we're getting ready to do. So first thing first, I want you to know we cannot do anything unless we have the right people. We talk about this all the time, unless we have the right people moving forward. So if you're ready to run in 2026, one second. Okay, so it's not, sorry, you guys, I've got to get my co-host together. I thought I did. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay. So first thing you got to do is, there are books out, like People on the Bus. I can't even remember the name of some of these books that talk about partnering with people that are just like you. TD Jakes talks about it in his book, Maximize the Moment. What is going to propel you to get to where you want to get? is you've got to be partnered with the right people. So the first thing I want you to do, and write this down, identify your runners. Find out who wants the business. And when and you know, the product, that's good. I'm talking about business now. Find out who wants it as bad as you. You may not have anybody like that on your team, but whoever you do have, write those people down, and you all get together and corroborate and say, hey, we're going to win. So the first thing that qualifies you to be a runner, you must be plugged in. You know, some of you get on the calls, most of you probably do, the opportunity calls. Two reasons to get on an opportunity call is if you've got a guest that you want to see the presentation and you want to be right there along with them, but also, well, maybe three reasons. Secondly, so that you can continue to learn the information. If you're not learning the information, you can't duplicate the information. And thirdly, just to play team, I need my co-host to admit these people as they come in, please. So, you know, there's three reasons you need to be on the call, but more importantly, we need your energy. We need you to be like passionate. That's the second thing. The people on your team that are runners, they're passionate. They're passionate about the product, and they're passionate about the business. If they're passionate about the product, they are using the product. They are promoting the product. If they're passionate about the business, they're promoting the business, okay? They must be on authorship. Two sleeves. This includes you. If you're in the business, and you know, let me say something about our back office. You can see everything that everybody's doing. Like I can go to somebody's in my roller tree and go to their orders and see what are they ordering. If they're not ordering two sleeves of X39, guess what that tells me? That tells me if they're married, one of the spouses are not using the patch, unless they just got all this inventory, like they got some maintenance pack or they got the premium pack, something like that, where they've got inventory left over. That's the only reason why they should not order two X39s per month, which means if you don't do that, that means somebody's not using it. But then what about those people that you're talking to in the field? How can you promote the patch if you don't have anything to promote? You have to have two sleeves of X39 per month. Now, I know some people say, well, I don't have that kind of money. Keep in mind, you're investing in a business. Most business, I'm a business owner. You cannot run a business without having inventory and without promoting it. So these things that I'm telling you, if you're ready to run, these are the things you got to do. And going back to the first thing about plugging into events, a meet and opportunity presentation is an event, but we have events like the one coming up this coming weekend in Las Vegas, a virtual event. Most of you, I think only one person on our entire team is going besides me and Harvey, and I can understand why. It's very expensive. But in Atlanta, for example, Jeffrey and Regina Payton are hosting a virtual event at the Hampton Inn. It's only $10 a person, and it's including food and everything. So now you have the opportunity to work alongside some of the people in Atlanta. You can do the same thing in Charlotte. Even if it's somebody home. I know Ruth Crosby last year, she got a group of people at her home, had refreshments and stuff, stayed, I think it was a 5 or 6 hour day on a Saturday when they plugged together. But you got to, and then you got the national convention in August. I spoke with a lady yesterday. She and her husband already got the virtual event and they got their August event. So it's an investment, you guys. But these people must be self-motivated. You can't call them up and say, will you, should you, could you? No. They should be chasing you down because they're so motivated. So the first thing you got to do is you got to identify your runners, okay? Secondly, this stuff is in my way. Secondly, you need to know what these people's goals are for the upcoming month, not upcoming year. For example, if you have some people on your team that, let's say they're manager 3, and then the next goal is director 1. Well, they shouldn't from month to month, they should not be lollygagging around to see what happens. They need to make it happen, but not only in more so than that, they need to be telling you, I want to be director one this month. And this is the day, this is the date I've set. By the end of this month, I'm going to be director one. How? I've got people under me that I'm helping get to manager one. Some people get into manager one is only 750 points, y'all. But the quickest way to do this, you guys, is you have to start at the bottom. Let's say, I don't know, let's say you're manager three and you got new people coming in under different people. You always go to that last person who has gotten started and help them launch. That volume rolls up and helps everybody. I have a lady here in Atlanta. I'm doing a meeting at 3 o'clock today. She's, several layers, deep from me. Her upline is not in Atlanta. Nobody that brought her in is in Atlanta. They're in other cities, 2 or 3 different cities, as a matter of fact. And but we're starting at the bottom. Guess what? Whatever she does is going to benefit the person that brought her in. It's going to benefit. It rises up. So if you're not hitting the next rank, guess what? You're not helping somebody. Don't feel like you're only limited to helping the person that you brought into the business. You're not limited to those people. You have access to every single person. Did I mute myself? But you have access. You have access to everybody that you can see in your downline in the back office, y'all. Y'all, some of you know me. I don't hesitate to pick the phone up. I don't care what level you are on my business. In my business, I will pick the phone up. Hi, why? I might just have a question to ask you, whatever. But I want you to know that I do care. And Harvey and I are in this to win it, and we want you to be in it to win it. Obviously, you are in it to win it because you're on this call right now. So make sure that the people who are your runners, find out, ask them, what is your goal this month? Even if your goal is to increase your volume by 2,000, that might mean 3 new people in your entire team just join and you help them get to manager one. Manager one is so simple. You come in, or maybe you come in, that person comes in advance, they might get their mother and their cousin in as a core. Boom. What's that? 138. That's almost manager one. Only about 70 points away from manager one. But do you see? And most people can get a customer. It's very easy. We talked about that. And let me go to the next one. Now we've got to create momentum, you guys. Here's a couple of things that I have done with some people. Because think about this. Many of us have been in for a while, and some people are doing their ownerships, but they need to be re-energized. These have never been a person. I was talking to somebody the other day, and she had all these brand partners that came in with by the way, they came in with they were brand, but she brought every last one of them in except for she had about 9 of them, and she brought everybody except for 2 of them in as brand partners with a $25 membership. Y'all know that's not really a brand partner. Please write this down. The only reason you would ever want to bring a person in with a brand partner with $25 and then they get one sleeve is if they cannot afford the core, but they definitely want to build a team. I'll repeat that. The only time you need to bring a person in as a $25 brand partner, there's a difference between a $25 membership for somebody to be a preferred customer and a $25 brand partner. The brand partner knows they want to build, okay? But for some reason, they just don't have the money right now for the core. And your goal at that time, if you do bring them in like that, is to do a launch call with them, help them get some people on to get them to core. Otherwise, you're not really making any money. Case in point, think about this. I'm not going to do the math on this, but we all know that if a person is a preferred customer, I think we converted, I told her what to do, is she converted 5 people back to preferred customers. Had to call corporate to get it done, but because she had not been in very long, the company was willing to convert them to preferred customers so they didn't have to pay the $25 again. Because at the preferred customer level, the person is paying that same wholesale price. They're getting free product every month, but guess what? You're making $20 plus a customer premium. If you got 20 customers, you know that's $35 every single month on a preferred customer. Compare that to a brand partner. You making something like $7 or $8 on a level earnings bonus. At the most you're going to make $7.70 if you're getting 10%. I don't even think we get 10% on the level. I think we get 7% on the level earnings. You're making $5 for a person that is getting a X39 every month if they're a brand partner. What would you rather make? $25 to $35 or $20 to $35? Or would you rather make $5? That's simple math right there. So guess what? This person was working real hard and they were kind of disappointed because they got the $35 when the person came in. No, they didn't get 35 because they brought them in with the $25 minimum. They didn't hardly make anything. Okay. But turn around and convert them to preferred customer. That person started seeing somewhere between $20 and $30 or every single month on those same people. So go back through your existing partners to see who can be re-energized. Most people don't know that they can get free product as a preferred customer. I promise you they don't know that. And then let them know that if they want to build, they might be in your back office as a brand partner. Let's go. Hey, let's get you going. I mean, they may not have that same passion as you, but you can get activity out of them. And the new people that are coming in under them, you take those people and either find out who wants to be a customer. You see what I'm saying? Now you have more people because many of us have run out of warm market. But the people that never did anything, that came in with a $25 membership, maybe if they're still on the product, if they're still doing if they're still on authorship, obviously they like the product. Now give them a reason to get excited, getting some free product. Now, consistently, another thing we can do, move this out of the way, consistently expose new people to the opportunity presentation. Try to have at least one new guest on the calls that you attend. See, many of us are not doing the work. We're supposed to be packing this call. We got almost as many. We got 65 people on this call. We got about half the amount of people on this one call than we do on our Tuesday night call when you got people like Reggie Stewart, Jeffrey Payton, other leaders, Chris. We got all those other leaders, but for some reason, there's not enough people on that Tuesday night call. Think about that. What does that tell you? That means we're guilty of not inviting guests to the call. You see, I remember when Harvey and I first got started, Ken Robinson the first thing that happened was Harvey let me listen to this video. And that same night, Ken Robinson did a presentation and we listened to it. But that information in compressed time within a few hours got us thinking, right? So the next day he met Harvey and gave him the patches. But what I'm saying is, had he not exposed us to information enough to get us curious, we probably wouldn't be here today. We've got to stop just giving somebody a patch or patching them and then not even invite them to the opportunity presentation. We got to do that. Yeah, we got to start packing a calls. If this is going to create some momentum. We were talking about creating momentum now, okay? Another thing is, when a person first gets started, that window of time, that first 48 hours is the most critical time for you to pour into them. It's the most critical time for you to pour into that person, okay? I have a person that I've enrolled recently, and he said, and I'm just sharing this because everything I share is going to be beneficial, to everybody. He said that it was like December the 13th, I think it was when he joined. He said that he didn't want to bother his people during the holidays because, they're preoccupied with Christmas and stuff like that. Well, here's the thing, just because now watch how he was very, what's the word, protective. He was very, he was adamant. He did not want to do it. And I just wasn't going to force him to do it because he obviously wasn't hungry the way that I'm describing now. So, but if I had that freedom or I felt comfortable pushing him forward, I would have said, listen, if you tell a person that you have your hand, listen to this very carefully. If you tell a person that you have your hands on something amazing And it's so phenomenal that it's going to create some millionaires. And I want to be one of them. And I thought about you because I can't do this by myself. But and you know, you can let them know it has to do with stem cell technology. It has to do with stem cell technology. But I have 2 or 3 other people that I'm going to be meeting with on a call this evening around 5 o'clock. And I've got someone who's more of an expert that's going to share what this is all about. And it's going to take about 30 minutes. Is this something that you want to hear about? That does not interfere with Christmas. That does not, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't mean they have to join the same day. But then when the presentation is over with, you say, do you see why I'm excited about this? And do you also want to position, you know, you can say they see how this thing works with the binary. Do you want to position yourself? Do you want to position yourself to be one of the first ones that I bring on board? You know, that's the kind of language, but you got to share that importance of why we're here and why you want to, okay? And move on to the next page. Okay. A high percentage of people don't properly invite people that, see, my internet is unstable. I'll repeat that. A high percentage of people don't properly that are on their initial request, their home. Therefore, they didn't having no shows on calls, having no shows on calls. So Jeffrey Payton talked about this on our, I believe is one of our last Power 6 calls. And he said that what he's been doing, and I encourage everybody else to do it as well, he's taken a person, let's say you just got started and you've made a list, I don't know, started out with 10 people. What he's saying he's doing, instead of allowing them to go call these people, he is involved with that initial contact. So let's just say let's say your name is Mark, and Mark, you go and call your friend John, and you call John and say, John, listen, you got a second? Let me see what changes. You got a second? And he says, yeah, I got a second. Listen, I got something very important that I need to talk to you, but I got a person on the other line that I've added to the call, and I'm going to merge that person in. These are people that are in your warm market, because if Jeffrey is sitting right there on the phone with Mark, Mark is going to have a better chance of at least getting John to listen. And the whole purpose of that call is to invite John to a private call that Mark is having. You see what I'm saying? In other words, a brand new person doesn't know how to pull people to the call. And I'm going to say this right now. I'm kind of disappointed that so many of you are getting on this call so late. I mean, I hate to say, I'm very disappointed because I emphasized the importance of it. And you all are leaders, so it's kind of disappointing, but to say the least, to see people getting on 20 and 30 minutes late. Okay, we got to stop that. We got to stop that. I know people that have roundtable calls, and if you're not on time on that call, you will get locked out. I'm gonna start doing that. Okay. So if we take the time to help a brand new person, support them by physically being on the phone with them when they invite the people to their launch calls. And when you do this, they saw what you just did. So now they're going to do this with their new people. So it's duplicating. The people do what they see you do. Okay. I know I sound like I'm fussing maybe, but I'm being honest with you because I care. And I'm really tired of people not winning. I'm kind of, you know, but because I know you all want to win. I mean, you're talking to me. I'm not making any money. Why are you not making any money? Here's some of the reasons why. This is something that's important. Zone in on the people that have influence. Now listen to this, because I was talking to a person the day before yesterday. This person and her husband are very, very successful. He's like CEO level, you know, of about to be the CEO of a company. They're definitely not doing this. I mean, she made it clear. They knew from the very beginning, they were not doing this business for the money, but they could not pass up this opportunity because they felt that it was so valuable to so many people. They had a meeting where it was like 30 people, but because of their influence, the people came, and because their passion was there, the people. So here's what you need to know about people that are financially secure. They may not have the time to devote to the business. See, these people, this couple that I'm referring to, they travel all the time, and she travels with him just to be going, just to be going. However, we're not looking for their time. We're looking for their influence. So if you are not equipped to get them to lead you to the right people, get support from the upline. So let me explain what I'm saying here. That person who has influence may not, right, you brought them in, you may not be able to convince them that we're not looking for your influence. You may need to get somebody else from your upline and help you, because those people with the influence, you don't want to leave them out just because they, don't have the time to do the business. This is about duplicating. All you're doing is getting two sleeves a month and getting the right people in place up front and getting them to duplicate. So if it's presented to everybody in the proper way, maybe you won't miss out on those people who don't have a lot of time. That is a valuable circle of people that you're about to, that you might miss out on. I have people all the time like, well, I'm working on this right now. I'm working on this right now. Do you see that we just got the biotech award? Do you see that we're creating miracles every day? Who do you care about? Who else, like Kelly Fowler says, I don't want to be the only millionaire. I want my friends to be millionaires too. Okay, that type of attitude. Okay. Utilize our upcoming testimonial call. Now, I haven't implemented it yet, but I mentioned this, that we need to have at least one testimonial call every week. See, the opportunity calls take a long time. You got to go through the presentation. You have 2 or 3 testimonies, and you only want that person to talk 2 or 3. I have found, based on, I know that when I talk to people, I always share a testimony, and that test seems to get down quicker than anything else. I mean, just to say that it does this, the patch does this, and that sounds good, but they don't remember that testimony. So I know a top leader that started doing testimonial calls once a week, and she was saying it made a difference in the world. So I'm gonna implement a testimonial call. I don't have to be the one that, because all you're gonna 5 minutes to explain the patch, and after that you're gonna share testimonies, and then you're gonna let the person know, get more information about this, go to this. Is if they really want it, either get back to you and let you explain a little bit more, or get to the this is it to learn more. But the testimonial call is going to be a very successful tool, can be very, very useful. So listen, I am not going to take up all the time, but what I want to do is I want to click on, I think I clicked on a button that allows you to unmute yourself. Because if you can unmute yourself, and if first thing, or if you want to ask a question about anything, please unmute yourself. I think you can now. I think you can. I think I made it where you can unmute yourself.
Hi, Bernita. This is Mary. Can you hear me okay?
Hi, Mary. Yes, I can.
Okay, great. I love the idea of the testimony call. I think the opportunity calls can be a little lengthy. And if we could have something that was a little shorter to introduce to people, I think that would be very helpful. Would you also include something on the ice wave? Because often that's how I can get them more interested in the X39 because of the quick results with the ice wave. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts about the ice wave in private settings, but you can do that. But on our regular, we've been advised not to talk about anything. Sometimes people slip through the cracks and give a testimony about ice wave, but we've been advised not to talk about any other patches besides the X39. I think the X39 is somewhere like 90% or more of the volume of sales from our company. What does that tell you? The X39 is like a masterpiece. It will get rid of the pain, but maybe not in seconds like the Ice Wave. I'm not saying to not introduce, I use it all the time. I had a man come over my house the other day and I had to put an Ice Wave on it. But I'm not going to get on the call and give that testimony because what it does, especially because on just the Ice Wave, you could the energy patch. I put an energy patch on my friend the other day who was sitting right here in my living room and she about to fall asleep. I put the energy patch on the bottom of her feet, but I don't get on the calls and do that. So sure. Unfortunately, you know, we could just keep it simple because people sure. can learn. I mean, you know, people can duplicate that, and so hopefully, if I really do feel like the testimonies that we have on the X39 will suffice for the testimonial call.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Rudita. I'd like to share.
Hey, Kelly.
Hi, Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year to you.
And you know, what I've noticed is we've all heard this before, the fortune is in the follow-up. And I had a little celebration here. I patched people, the pain went away. And I know they probably were feeling good. And then I gave them like 3 more patches. And my follow-up was like, hey, you know, I know your back stopped hurting within an hour. This person had arthritis really badly. And pain went away within an hour. And she was amazed. And I gave her 3 more patches. So 2 days later, I'm following up with her, which was yesterday. And I'm saying, because this was New Year's Eve, hey, how you feeling? Is your back feeling any better? Because her pain went from like an 8 to a 3. And then over the evening, the pain totally went away. Now, I know some people might not believe it because in their minds, they're thinking, was it the alcohol I drank? Was it because I was just feeling so good in a new environment? No, it was the past. So when I followed up with her, she says, thank you for the reminder. I totally forgot. So, you know, sometimes we have to say, once you know what the person's situation is, all I said is, this is worth your investment so your back will never hurt again. You know, just those words of identifying what the person challenge is and reminding them that's the follow-up. You know, yes, do I want her to become a brand partner and share? Absolutely. But at this point, with the new comp plan, we get paid really well on customers too. But it is in the follow-up because you can give away patches forever. But if you're not calling the people and identifying what their challenge is and how this is an investment in their health and how they can help themselves. Another issue, I sponsored someone with an advanced kit. I even introduced him, did the 3-way call, went through the whole process with Harvey. And he was like, well, I just want to keep trying it and trying it. And so I texted him yesterday, hey, how you doing? He says, well, I'm wearing it every 12 hours. Mind you, I went through the instructions. I gave him the benefits card. I texted him, hey, once a day for 12 hours. But again, people are new, they don't remember, and he was wearing it every 12 hours. So of course he's not going to see the benefits. So I said, hey, you are attenuating. You're not going to see all the benefits. You need to wear it once a day for 12 hours. Set your alarm. Now, will he probably eventually come around? Maybe. But the key is to keep following up with your people because you can talk to people till you blue in the face, but if you don't follow up with them and key in on what their challenges are and how this is a help, a tool, an investment, because that's what it is. They're not trying to spend money, they're investing in their health. And that's really what I wanted to share. Just make sure everyone is following up with people.
All right, so I'm going to stop sharing it there because that particular trend is about an hour and a half. So I'm going to send out the link so everybody has it. But as she mentioned in the call, I definitely want anyone who has a goal for this month to send it to your leader, your enroller, and then have them forward it up to me. And those who are looking to achieve it, we're going to personally help them reach that goal. So whatever you currently on, the best way to do is every Monday they update the system. So on Monday when you log into your back office, you will see what your rank is. And let your go and then below that it tells you what you need to get to the next rank. It's always from left to right. You'll see it. It'll be immediate. It'll say 50%, 80%, 90%. That means that's how close you are to hitting that rank. But underneath it, you'll see indicators. And if you click on any of them, it'll show you what's needed. And we can look at it together if you have questions. But I want everyone to set a goal for January, whether it's to get to 1, 2, or 3-star manager, 1, 2, or 3-star director, executive, whether it's to have 20 customers, whether it's to earn $200 a week, whatever your goal is, it can be that, once you know what it is, we can figure out what you have to do to get it, even though they show it for you. So I'm going to send that replay out. And I think I forgot a replay. Let me stop this recording because I realized I'm recording something I didn't have to.